Hello, welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of Train Talk. I'm Monty.
I'm Rebecca.
And today we are talking to the brains behind this operation, our intern, Addison Dobias. He's been our intern here for, since August, Addison? Is that right?
Since August of last year. It's
All
been
right.
a long while.
Addison, so you are about to graduate UT Dallas, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what it's like to make a podcast.
Well, it's a little bit more involved than most people would think. It's not as simple as just turning on the camera and setting up mics in another room. You have to do a lot of groundwork beforehand to really decide what you want to talk about and get the assets and everything created for the show, because you can't just, start it up and have just a bedroom recording, which people do, but that's not how I feel podcasting is best suited for the listener, and I think having a more prepared system is better.
So I guess I skipped over it, but why don't you tell us a little bit about what's your internship? Tell us a little bit about the parameters of your internship and why you're doing the podcast for us.
Sure, yeah. So my internship was to be a part of the external affairs team, so just outreach in general and making sure that the public has heard our message and can get as excited about this train as we are here in the office every day. And so I'm on this project specifically because I've worked on a couple of podcasts before in the past. I've worked with folks at Podcast One and some other podcasts such as Fully Booked and others in a studio in Austin. And y'all guys, I guess, decided that was going to be a good experience to help y'all guys get you off the ground. So that's why I'm here.
So what are you studying at UTD that enables you to be so proficient at podcasting?
Sure. So I'm studying arts and technology, which is a degree that covers a wide variety of all different types of technologies in arts, which it covers stuff like game design and animation, but I'm focusing in post-production sound, which is actually a little bit of a newer facet of that. And I've been growing with the program a lot with the help of professors such as David Marks. So if anybody's really interested in getting into post-production sound, you should definitely look him up at UT Dallas. And being able to focus on post-production sound and sound in general is really led me to be able to be in this field. And it's been a great time so far.
So what are some of the elements that are involved with sound production and post-production?
For sure. When you start taking classes, the first thing they're going to teach you about is the gear, and that's the first thing everybody seems to think about is, how are the microphones, what interfaces do you use, all that kind of stuff. But not to get too technical, that's only half the battle. A lot of it is also bringing things forward about how you create content, how you make something that's interesting for somebody. And how you can do that with sound specifically. Sound tells a lot of stories in a lot of different ways with sound design and the way you edit music into things. So that's a really big part of that. That's not been something that I've done too much on this podcast specifically, but you definitely can see it in the intro and the outro and different little side videos that we've done here with the music mixing and all that kind of stuff. So that's a big part of it.
I'm very much surprised there wasn't more keyboard cat playing me off when I make awkward comments.
I had the better judgment not to do that. I could meme this up if I wanted to, but it hasn't been. I didn't think that was a full goal, so a couple times, but not too many.
So after you graduate, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to, do movies? Are you going to move to Hollywood or Nashville, or what are you going to do?
I've never been the movie or huge music producer guy, but I definitely have worked on some movies in the past. I have a feature film credit for Foley artists, and I have three other short film credits for sound department, including boom operator and just general sound editor. And that's something that I'm interested in for sure, but I definitely really like the podcasting space. I think it's really cool and has a lot to offer. Specifically the storytelling aspect of it, I think is really cool. So anywhere in there.
So having been our intern for, almost 8 months or so, and having been our intern during the fall when we run our university student competitions, and this year it was a short film competition, what as a student do you think the advantages of running programs like that to get students involved in a real life, real project, practical way?
Yeah, I think that's super important. Specifically the short film competition that we do, I think is really cool because it's students who are going to be writing this train. It's students who are going to be using this specifically for A&M, but also, people in Dallas like me. It's super awesome that they can get that experience and that they're the ones who are creating it, because we get to hear their messages and they get the experience of working on something that's professional and that they feel like they should put out their best effort, because it's being in front of real critiques and judges. That's a really key experience. And I'm super excited that you guys do that.
So what about this project, the Texas Central High Speed Train project, made you excited to want to work and intern here?
Yeah, I mean, that's such a big question, because it's just a really cool space in general. I really enjoy the project. I think it's cool to be able to say, hey, this is something that's going to be really important to the future, and B, that it's going to be something that I can look at like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, and just be like, hey, I worked on that. And that's like makes me really proud. I also want to say that since my grandfather's super into model trains and trains in general, it was really awesome to be able to get to work on part of something that was train related, because I know he was super excited about it. So.
And you had the opportunity to come to a few model train shows with us, didn't you?
Yes, yeah. That brings back memories of childhood and all that kind of stuff, because we used to go to some of those, and he still makes model trains and goes to Chicago and all that all the time. So it's really cool. I like that space, and it's fun to be able to talk to people about their passion for trains.
And I've learned after a few years of attending those that they only make Shinkansen trains in N scale. Kato, if you are listening to this podcast, we would love to have some HO Shinkansens.
That's a little bit out of my technical depth. My grandfather took me to the things, but he never schooled me on it.
So what all does an audio engineer? What was it? Post-production engineer? How did you put it?
People in the space don't even know fully exactly what the title is. I just say post-production audio.
So what all does that entail specifically?
Yeah, so that's the broader umbrella, which is why I kind of tag myself as that, because it does cover stuff like audio engineering and session engineering, that kind of stuff, and sound design and all of those facets. So it's a broader scale, meaning I'm the person who's in charge of making sure what you're watching and what you're seeing sounds good. That's basically what it means, whether that be in the recording aspect of it, or that be in the mixing and post aspect.
Yep. And when I said earlier that we owe everything to Addison, I wasn't kidding. Addison literally put this whole show together. He edits it. He does the audio engineering. He is really, really taken making this podcast his own, and we're really happy that he's been a part of the team, and we are going to miss him a lot.
So much.
Thank you. That means a lot, and I'm glad that I could create this for you, and I hope it's helped y'all get out there and reach the world out there. Because I know as part of the external affairs team, being able to talk to the public and being able to have those interactions every day is super key. So I hope that this has helped y'all bridge that gap for sure.
Certainly. And so, I think we would be remiss if we didn't do our part as your intern supervisors to put you on a path to success for when you leave us here at Texas Central and go out into the world. So turn to the camera, talk to your future employer, and tell them why they should hire you.
Well, I don't have a super prepared speech for this, but I just wanted to say that, as they were saying, I'm a part of the team, and I really enjoy making sure that I can help in every aspect that I can. So whether it be video editing, audio mixing, audio recording, all of those are things that I have experience with, and those are things that I am interested in learning more about. So really, if you're looking for somebody who can be well-rounded, I'm your guy.
And we're references if you need a contact.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Addison, for not only joining us on this episode, but for literally all of the work that you've been doing for us back since August of 2018. It's 2019 now.
It gets me too.
But all of the work that you've been doing for us, both in the podcasting space and just in the external affairs space, helping us do all of the activities that we do on a day-to-day basis to try and build this train.
Of course. Thank y'all for having me on. It's been a really great time.
All right.
Well, thank you all. We will see you on season 2. We would love to have your feedback on what you'd like to hear more about, any particular guests we've had on the show that you maybe want to hear more from. Send us a message at info@texascentral.com. Send us write comments on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, and we'd love to hear your feedback on how to improve for the next season when we're back at it.
All right. Thanks, everybody.